Obi-Wan never told you what happened to the Star Wars MMO, did he?
He told me enough. He told me you killed it.
No, Cantina. I am the Star Wars MMO.
No, that's not true. That's impossible. No. Now this may surprise you, but back in the day, MMOs used to be popular. And if there was a franchise that existed, there was probably an MMO to go with it. You got Lord of the Rings Online, you got The Matrix, you got another franchise probably, and Star Wars wanted in on the action. There was only one problem though. They already made one. Star Wars Galaxies had been around since 2003, and even though it wasn't as popular as it used to be, it was still pretty beloved among a niche group of fans. But that's okay, no problem, there's an obvious solution we can go with. Just totally throw out the old one, and replace it with an entirely new game that's built completely around all the features that people hated about the previous one. Oh yeah, this plan is genius. And so they decided to shut down Star Wars Galaxies literally 5 days before the release of the new game. All the while also saying that it was a complete coincidence and there was definitely no connection between one game shutting down and the other game releasing. Like, yeah, okay, sure, if you say so. So right off the bat, you had people going into this experience already pissed off. Perfect, that's a perfect way to launch your new video game. Now, to be honest though, I was actually really excited for this game. My favorite game still to this day is the original Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, and the idea of having an MMO based off of this absolute bombshell of a video game had me hyped through the roof. And while I did really enjoy it for a while after it came out, it didn't take me long to feel like, this game isn't very good, is it? Now don't get me wrong, the stories and characters are all pretty excellent, but the execution on like a game standpoint is seriously lacking. Instead of taking the KOTOR experience and turning it into an MMO, they basically just made a World of Warcraft ripoff, but you know, Star Wars skinned. Which interestingly enough is a very similar thing that happened with Star Wars Galaxies when they did the new game experience. An update that people absolutely hated. So why on earth, when they were making this game, did they think, what if we just did that? What if that was the whole game? Oh my god! And it's not like it would have even been that difficult. I mean, the KOTOR games already have that RPG flair, so just do that. However, the bad decisions when it came to developing this game far exceeded just, you know, not making it like it should be. For example, there was supposed to be way more companions than there actually is, and you would even have choices where you decide to save or possibly kill some of these companions, which you can still see in the final product of the game. For example, the Sith Lord questline has a character who betrays you and then tries to murder you, which is obviously supposed to be one of these scenarios, but after you defeat him, your only option is to be like, you know, we were good friends before, you're alright, whatever, I'll let you live, you can join my party, don't worry about it, I'm a good guy. What? No, I'm a Sith Lord, fucking kill him. He sucks anyway. And do you want to know why this was actually cut from the game? It's because some people who were beta testing it were upset that a character they liked died and they couldn't get him back. So they just removed it all from the game. What? That's like being upset that Darth Vader dies at the end of the original trilogy, so instead they just get rid of Darth Vader altogether. Now, with that said, I still kind of love this game. There's things about it that are just so unbelievably amazing. The story, for most part, is pretty awesome, the characters are really interesting, and being able to explore such a vast Star Wars universe is just exactly what I could ask for. But in between all of these great experiences are these bog standard MMO features that all just feel like a bad version of what we got from the single player game. Tons of boring quests, repeated dialogue, less interesting and dynamic combat, and the saddest part of all is that this game doesn't really feel like it needed to be multiplayer, which is crazy. This is a game specifically designed to be a massively multiplayer online game, and yet everything about it can be easily and probably more enjoyable played by yourself. Even the features that are designed to be played together, such as the instances and flashpoints, just make you feel like you're kind of a spectator to somebody else's journey. And this problem is highlighted even more when you compare it to its predecessor, Star Wars Galaxies, which was a game built entirely around its multiplayer components. Even when you didn't actually want to interact with anybody at all in the game, you still often found yourself incidentally being helped and helping other players throughout your journey, whether it be by buffing other players at the Cantina, or by selling your wares at your own player-made storefront. Things that simply don't exist within SWTOR. And this is how BioWare has fundamentally failed its player base, because everything that you do and own can only really be enjoyed by either yourself or perhaps a select group of friends. I mean, what's the point of even owning a house if it just exists in some virtual nexus that only you can see? Also, I'd be remiss not to mention the fact that a lot of the main characters have some really bad dialogue. I mean, you're watching this guy have an epic meltdown and your character's just like,
Is there some problem here?
are they even having the same conversation?
Who would ask such a stupid question?
Now look, I understand that BioWare has been trying to do a lot to fix a lot of these terrible decisions that they made along the way. I mean, not the multiplayer aspect, because now it's even more single player than ever before. But no matter how much they do, no matter how much they change, the core gameplay itself is broken. And that's a problem that you can't really go and fix. You know, unless they pull like a Star Wars Galaxies move, which would not be a good idea. And if you're one of the people out there who's still really enjoying this game and playing it a ton, I don't want to try and put you down. I don't want you to make you feel bad for playing this game, because I'm glad you enjoy it. And I'm glad it does exist, because I've had a lot of fun with this game and spent probably too much money on it. But I think it's important to remember it as a cautionary tale of what can really fundamentally go wrong if you just try and copy something somebody else is doing and not be creative on your own. If they just maintain their creative vision from the beginning and not fallen into the trap of cloud chasing like every other MMO was doing at the time, then this probably would be one of the most popular MMOs to date. But unfortunately, that didn't happen, and Star Wars: The Old Republic is on a downward spiral, and we all know where it's gonna end. And once it reaches that point, it'll be gone forever. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Also, I want to shout out Marcus Lee, I believe that's what your name was. Supposedly, he's one of my first subscribers ever, so I'm never going to shout out anybody ever again, by the way. Also, I'm streaming every Monday and Wednesday on Twitch at 5 p.m. EST. That's a new time, by the way, if you're wondering. So make sure to follow me there as well. I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.